If you're looking to interview, this morning's interview will definitely help. Find out what it's all about coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Bell & Bell, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, the intersection of Highway 9 and 31, right next to the big red bell. We're focused on the Walls Center for Excellence, and we're visiting with its Associate Director, Dr. Don Brook. Good morning, Dr. Brook.
Great to be here this morning.
Do you mind if we call you Don?
That would be fine.
After years of getting a doctorate, I'm sure there's some that it's nice to hear him say doctor, but you're probably at a point where you've heard it enough, you can go with Don.
Don is absolutely fine.
That's tremendous. Are you originally from the area, Don?
No, I'm not. I came down here in about 1995 with my wife, and we were originally from Michigan.
Okay, from Michigan, really? What brought you all down?
Well, my wife is a physician in Murrells Inlet, and at the time, 95, 94, that time period, she was being recruited to open a medical practice in Georgetown County.
Is that right?
And she had a practice in Michigan, so we sold the practice. I retired from the municipality that I was working for, and we came down here and started a beautiful life together again.
Absolutely, and Georgetown County's got a lot going on. Do you all live in Georgetown County?
Yes, live in Murrells Inlet.
In Murrells Inlet, good. And you said her practice is in Murrells Inlet.
That it is.
That's tremendous. That is a growing area.
Yes, she is extremely busy.
Yeah, you said that was about 12 years ago.
Well, 1995, so we're talking 12 years.
12 years ago, yes.
It goes so fast.
You said I'd left the municipality I was in. Were you in public service?
I was a deputy chief of police at the time that I retired from my municipality, which was a suburb of the city of Detroit.
Is that right? Oh, of course, I saw that. The 10th largest community there in the state of Michigan.
Right.
Which has a tremendous, that must have been a big responsibility.
Well, it was. It was very interesting and challenging.
I bet. And of course, that opened the doors to get down here. And when arriving in the area, did you look into possibly remaining in public service or in a public safety situation like that, or did you go directly into the Walls Center for Excellence?
Well, when I came down, I really didn't think I was going to continue my career in law enforcement activity. I had 26 years. I said, well,
is that right?
Yeah.
You've been in law enforcement for 26 years.
I worked my way up through the ranks. At the time that I retired, I made it to deputy chief, and I said, I'll find something else challenging, something to do once we get down here, and send out resumes like everybody does. You keep sending them out hoping you'll hear something.
Right.
Coastal Carolina University gave me a call and asked if I would take over their public safety department.
Is that right, at Coastal Carolina?
And teach in the Wall College of Business.
Tremendous.
So I said, absolutely, I would love to do that.
So a dual role, and I think it was back in '97 that you joined, so you've been there for right at a decade now.
That's correct.
At Coastal. That's tremendous. What was that like teaching as well as operating in that role as Director of Public Safety at Coastal?
Well, I thought it was quite interesting. In Michigan, of course, it was just law enforcement. I did some adjunct teaching with the local colleges there. Here, what I would do is I would teach and then also run the public safety department. Many of my students would be the ones that were, shall we say, affected by the Department of Public Safety.
Of course,
so
sure.
They'd be getting me after class or during class, well, I got this ticket, or they wanted to arrest me. Can they do this? Can they do that? So we had some interesting dialogues during class sessions.
I bet you did, or immediately after class. That's right. I'm sure they wanted to do it during class or even before, but...
well, if we could relate it to the course, and I was teaching management and organization, if somehow we could relate it to the course, we would spend some time with it. But usually I said, this is something outside of class we need to talk about.
Absolutely. How exciting, Don. That must have been a great experience.
Oh, yes.
And now your entire focus is on the Wall Center for Excellence.
Absolutely.
As the Associate Director there. What exactly is the Wall Center for Excellence?
We are the Career Development and Placement Center for the College of Business. There is a career center on campus that handles the other colleges.
For all undergrads or all the other colleges.
But we handle our College of Business undergrad and MBA students and helping them prepare for a career. We do workshops, resume preparation, behavioral interviewing skills, time management, how to give a successful presentation. We also provide internships for students. We feel that's very important to bridge that gap from the classroom to the real world, is get some experience. If you were majoring in accounting and all you did was get a degree and never be exposed to accounting, how do you know that's
So you know what to do, yeah, or exactly what you're going to be able to do with it.
That's right.
Sure.
So we try to get the students into the work field, get that exposure, and hopefully they say, hey, I made the right career choice. So,
and are you actually teaching the courses, or are you
Yes.
and all, is that right?
I
Right.
teach courses. Ned Cohen, who is the director of the Wall Center and the Wall Fellows program, also teaches those workshops. And then, of course, we have the first year experience that I'm involved in with that, too, for freshmen.
And for viewers who may not be familiar with the Wall Fellows program, what exactly is that?
That's the Honors and Leadership program for
Okay.
the College of Business. Each year, students in their sophomore year can compete, and it's very rigorous to get into that program.
In their sophomore year,
In the
they can
sophomore year, they
compete
do
to
the
become-
application,
Sure.
go through the process, and then the following 2 years, their junior and senior year, they're in the Honors and Leadership program, and it's an intensive program. They even do traveling. They take a East Coast, West Coast trip, a European trip, and they're mentored by executives from Fortune 500 companies and so forth.
Oh,
It's
really?
outstanding.
All local, or from mentored by folks around the world?
Around the world. We get people that come in, and when they go on these trips, say to Europe, for example,
Sure.
it's not all fun, it's educational, and that's when they will sit and they'll have a day or two of training with these executives right in the boardroom.
That is tremendous, John. Well, you know, I know you shared with us before we started filming this morning that you've been a lot of shifts there in the business school. I know you've got a new dean recently. Is it Henry Lowenstein?
Henry Lowenstein came on board July 1st.
Which is
we welcome
tremendous.
him. He's an outstanding gentleman. We're glad to have him on board.
We were
with us.
talking about Harold Stowe, who'd been with us a couple of months ago when we were filming it. We were talking about the Myrtle Beach Air Base Redevelopment Authority, which he serves as chairman. I know he's been very active in so many community service projects in the area. But in addition, John Locks was with us just a couple of weeks before. So we've had a group of folks here from the Wall College of Business, both the undergraduate side as well as the business, the MBA side.
They're well represented.
Absolutely, absolutely. And y'all do work hand in hand together, both the undergrads as well as the interface now with students that are coming in for MBAs.
That's correct. Because our MBA program is basically only in its second year. So the Wall Center for Excellence will work with the MBA students, and with their preparation of resume, helping them with their behavioral interviewing. It's so important with interviewing, and folks say, well, tell me what I'm supposed to wear, what I'm supposed to say. Well, we'll do that, but we'll also say, here's what you shouldn't say and what you shouldn't wear.
Very important.
Okay. So we try to polish them up and get them ready to go out and meet employers and be successful.
So oftentimes for rising juniors and seniors who are 19, 20, 21, it is difficult to imagine what it's going to be like in a corporate world. And of course with you and Ned Cohen, as well as any of the other instructors teaching these workshops, can really make a difference, as well as the classes there can really make a difference, giving them that practical experience.
We certainly try to explain to them the amount of competition that they will be facing when they graduate and sending out resumes. And we hope to have, as I said, a polished product once you leave the Wall College of Business.
Sure, sure. Don, talk about some of the workshops there. You mentioned those. Just if you'll break those down again, some of the exampled workshops and how you do go about polishing them up through the use of those workshops.
Well, some of them, as I said briefly, is the interviewing, the resume preparation, time management. We'll do those on an individual basis with a student, or we'll do it in the group setting.
Good.
We want to emphasize the student. We're there to serve them. So we do have some students that said, I don't feel comfortable doing a mock interview in front of other people.
Huh.
We'll say, well, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll schedule time where you can come in and we'll do the interview, just you and me.
Sure.
And we have a camera, such as the cameras that we have here, that we will tape them, and we'll play it back and critique and show them what they're doing with their eye contact, their hand movements, if you will, non-body language, and so forth. And people be surprised at little things that they do that they don't realize they do. You know, it just sit there and don't know that they get their feet going on the floor, or all of a sudden they're doing something
That's
like
right.
this.
Or you knows, oftentimes,
Yes.
John, you'll hear that, or using the word just. We see that in print a lot. The use of the word just comes in, and of course it can be very difficult. In certain instances, very important. But in seeing it used commonly in print, it can be very difficult as well.
That's right. That's what we do.
Very important points there. And have you gotten the impression that group settings, oftentimes the students do flourish in a setting where it's not only you helping to critique them, but also their peers?
Yes, that's a good model to be able to use. Some students need that because they feel more comfortable in numbers. Okay, they're being couched or insulated, with other students around, and they'll say, "Well, Don, you're an old man, and maybe that's not the way they do it anymore." But students then can simply say, "We notice a little quirk that you have." The verbiage that we have today, students will constantly say, "I did this," or "I called my mother," the word like. And we try to get that out of their vocabulary when they go for a professional interview, because you don't use the word like. Either you are or you are not. Okay. I was scared. Well, were you scared or were you not scared? Okay, so we have to change that.
Good for you, Don. Yeah.
Because that is not a professional way to interview.
I think they're just praying for the day that Don or Ned are going to start using like every once in a while in a sentence so they can come after you. Either you are or you're not hot. That's right.
I was late for work this morning. Well, were you or weren't you late?
Good for you.
You can't be late.
That's right. That is commonly used. Like is really something that's used a lot.
Yes, sir.
I probably just used it there. Well, when you also mentioned internships a second ago, Don, and obviously internships are a great way. We want to talk about the mentoring there, and if there are area businesses that want to find a way to interface with the students at the Wall Center for Excellence or even the Wall College, if there's a good website to visit or even a phone number, maybe the website, the coastal.edu.
That would be there.
What would they do if they visited www.coastal.edu? Where would they want to go?
Okay, that would be the home page for Coastal Carolina University.
Okay.
So what you want to do, you want to navigate your way to the College of Business, which is not difficult.
Right.
You see the academic colleges, and you just click on the College of Business.
Right.
And when you get to the College of Business, there will be a link to the Wall Center for Excellence.
Good.
Again, just click on the Wall Center for Excellence, and everything you want to know about us is right there for you.
There is some great info. Sherry, our producer, had printed something out earlier actually the end of last week to get ready for interview this morning. And of course, as you think about so much in there, it's got great the resume template, even some good basic information for folks just visiting the site for the first time.
Well, we try to put everything there so that anybody that is sitting at home, a student basically, sitting at home and decides, I need to work on a specific area, it's there, it's accessible for them, and then they can obviously email us, voicemail, or come on in and make an appointment, and we'll gladly meet with them and assist them in any way possible. That's what we're there for.
Oh, absolutely. The internships, Don. Share with viewers a little bit about, we got 10 minutes or so, a little bit about the internship program, how that's structured, and how you go about finding businesses that are willing to let the students come on in.
We have two types of internships. We have those that are part-time local, which is basically 20 hours a week, and 99% of them are paid. We try to encourage the employer. Yes, we try to encourage the employer to compensate them in some way. Now, if that's not possible for the employer, that is fine. We will not reject them for non-payment, but we would prefer, because what happens is many of our students at Coastal, mom and dad are from other funding sources paying the tuition and maybe their room, but the student has to earn their spending money. So if we have them in a 20-hour-a-week unpaid position, internship, then they try to find a part-time job for 20 hours a week to earn their cash. In essence, what's our bottom line? They're working 40 hours a week, trying to go to school full-time. And so that is not a good fit. So we try to encourage the employer to keep them about 20 hours a week, give them some form of compensation. We screen the employer.
Good.
Okay. The word of mouth is out. We've been to Rotary clubs and things, Goodfellas, you name it, selling our wares, what we have. And the community has stepped up and said, yes, we will take interns in accounting, finance, management, whatever we have.
Great.
And we promise in turn to the employer that we will pre-screen the student. So you as the employer give me the skill sets that you're looking for your organization, then we will match those skill sets with the student and then refer the student to you. Our other type of internship is semester long, out of the area. And those are like our city groups, KPMG. We send people to New York, Miami. We have some going to Europe, Paris right now, where they're gone for an entire semester. And those usually are stipend positions where you need to, because you have to have room and board, subsistence. So those employers obviously are investing a lot in the interns, and we know why, because they're looking for what? Future employees.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and does that happen on a regular basis? That really they turn from interns into future employees?
That happens more frequently than you would think. We know that the large corporations are usually going to make job offers to the students because, again, we pre-screen them. We hopefully are sending quality folks. Yeah, quality folks to them. The local internships, we've had the same problem where an organization will have an intern, say, for the fall semester.
Sure.
Then our offices are calling that organization and saying, "Oh, spring semester's coming around the corner. Would you be able to entertain hosting an intern for the spring semester?" And we're told, "Oh, no, we love this intern that we have. We created a full-time position for him, and we're going to keep him here." So, yeah, so it's a win-loss or win-win situation where what we end up having is the student goes to the internship, the employer loves the student, keeps the student, now we're out the internship, so now we have to go find another one somewhere.
Are the internships set up in that example right there at the end of their senior year or in that last semester of their senior year? Because you surely wouldn't want a junior, for instance, finding a permanent employment there and not being able to wrap up class.
Well, you can take these internships as junior level.
Okay, sure.
But basically the second semester of junior year or the senior year is when the students are doing it.
Sure. So they're not in that kind of a crunch where mom and dad start calling Don and Ned saying, "Why the heck is my son or daughter not finishing up school? They love this internship that's now permanent employment. They got to wrap it up."
Right, they have to wrap it up by the end of the semester.
Good. That's an important segue there. How about for folks who are watching who may work with a business that would be looking for interns? If they were contacting you, what are some of the basic criteria that you're looking for? Are they business of a certain size? Do they need a minimum of such and such employees? Do they need to have certain qualifications that you're looking for when you screen them?
When we screen them, basically what we're looking for is what is the job function the intern is going to do. Okay, we don't want to send a student to an internship where they sit and just simply maybe answer the phone, stuff envelopes, shred paper. Now, is that a meaningful? No, that's not a meaningful internship. So what we do is we critique or pre-screen the functions, and we have a goals and objectives form for them, or performance form with guaranteed outcomes.
Where
you tell us what that student's going to do and when they're going to accomplish it by, and then we will review that as to what the outcomes are going to be. Because we don't want somebody in accounting not doing accounting work. We want somebody in management not managing. It defeats the purpose of the internship.
Absolutely. Those are great words, because it truly would be a perfect setting for them to pick up a lot of common skill sets that they really need. You mentioned the mentoring program as well, Don. Is that part and parcel of the internships or a little different?
That's a little different. We've got a mentoring program on campus itself. Dalton and Linda Floyd sponsored that.
Of course, yes.
Wonderful folks. And they have started this program at the university where college students are mentoring at-risk students in the Horry County School District. Our students at the Wall College of Business are also part of that mentoring program. We have several of our instructors that have service learning aspects of their course where you need to get into the community, and those students have taken that upon themselves to mentor students in the Horry County schools.
That's fantastic. What a great opportunity. Of course, Dalton and his wife Linda are both very focused. I think he's been head of the South Carolina Commission on Higher Education.
That's correct. He's been chairman.
Chairman for a long time, and very interested in the future of higher education, not only in South Carolina but nationally.
Correct.
Has been a great representative. You know, we think about the assistance that the center can provide to students who are thinking about long-term opportunities, and I think you talked about some of if they don't know the major that they want before they can even begin thinking about their career, how does the center go about helping students focus on a major so that they can begin to focus on a career?
Well, part of our career development is career exploration. Students that come in are, especially the freshman level, they say, well, I want a finance degree, or I want a major degree. We know that the vast majority of them are going to change their mind in the first couple of years. Okay. When they're uncertain, they can come to our center, and we do assessments for them. Many people call them tests. I like to call them instruments because we use the word test. Normally that's a negative connotation. I'm sure most people will be familiar with the term Myers-Briggs.
Of course, sure.
Okay.
Yes, Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, and the strong interest inventory, those type of instruments that will be used to diagnose, if you will, where the strengths are of the student and where we should send them in what direction. When I speak to the freshmen and explain the Wall Center of Excellence, I say, you go down the road a piece, you might decide being an accountant isn't what you want to be. You want to be a policeman, fireman, or Indian chief.
Right.
How do you know? Come to our center and let's take our battery of assessments and see where we go from there.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. And the students seem relatively accepting of the idea of taking assessments even later in life. They've done their SATs, they've done other tests at an early age. Are they at all anxious about that?
No, I don't see them being anxious at all. I think they look at it as a good resource because they're basically confused. I really don't know if I want to go into this. I don't. My grades aren't that great in this particular major. Maybe I should be thinking of something else. Help me. And we're the help people.
Good words. We're the help people. I like that.
Well,
you got to
job is
trademark
success.
that phrase. Yeah, we're the help people. What about job fairs? Do you ever help get job fairs put together for certain industries or bring companies together?
Yes, we do. Very briefly, we don't call them job fairs. We've taken it one step further in the College of Business, and we have what's called an employer interview forum. What we do is, because of space limitations, we will take about 26 organizations each year, and the one will be in April, and invite them to participate. And of course, they've been saying yes. They've been very generous to do that.
Sure.
Then we will advertise to our seniors, our graduating seniors, that we have these 26 companies coming in to interview. Are you interested in interviewing with these companies for a position?
Excellent.
So they supply their resume, which has been developed and approved through the Wall Center for Excellence.
Right.
We take those resumes, we put them on a CD, send the CDs to the employer. The employer handpicks the students that they want to interview.
Wow.
And then we set the schedule for the students and the employers. When the employer comes, they know that they're actually going to be interviewing students. And the typical job fair, they kind of stand in the gym and hope that somebody will stop by and talk to them at their booth. Here it's already set for the students.
Great
and the
thinking.
The one we had last year, we had an 89% rate of offers for employment.
Oh, come on.
No, it was...
Because of that hand-picking idea. Is this an idea that you and Ned came up with? Or had y'all seen that somewhere else?
I have to give credit to Ned. I can't take credit for that. Ned has many, many years in the corporate world with the Citigroup. He retired as Senior Vice President for HR. And he said, we don't there's cost per hire. He says, we don't want to waste money in searching for recruiting and so forth.
Right.
Why not provide them the students ahead of time? And we did it. And
what a tremendous idea.
Then, got to sell something here for just a minute. In September, we have partnered with the South Carolina CPA Association, the Grand Strand chapter. And they're going to hold their meeting at Coastal Carolina on September 17th. And following their meeting, they will be interviewing our accounting seniors for positions.
Great thinking. Great thinking.
So we're going to do the same format for them in September. And hopefully we'll have the same high rate of job offers.
I couldn't imagine that when you said 84 to 89% of folks. I mean, even though low 80s, any 80% plus, that kind of a job offer. But if they're looking at if they're looking at the resumes ahead of time, and not, as you say, willy-nilly going around and trying to decide on just bumping into the students and saying, hey, you want to come talk to us? Having some idea, and they cherry-pick those students ahead of time. What a tremendous idea.
That's correct. Yeah.
What a tremendous idea, Don. Do you still have family back in Michigan?
No, I have a twin brother and an older brother. My twin brother was in Michigan. He is now in Sanford, North Carolina.
Oh, good.
He is retired from the police department in Michigan. And as a matter of fact, I will be going to see him shortly, and I have an older brother that's out in California.
And when he retired to Sanford, what was it in Sanford that tickled his boat? Do you know?
Well, I think it was the golf course that he's living on.
Right.
and a chance to just kind of, as I say, kick back and relax during retirement.
That's tremendous. Are you seeing that? Now, you all have been down here, you said, about 12 years. Some of the changes, a heck of a lot of changes occurred over the last decade plus, Don, since you all arrived.
Absolutely. The growth here in the Grand Strand area is unbelievable. And I just look at it and think, it's the short time period I've been here, I can tell you how things have changed.
You've even seen that at Coastal over your decade of your tenure there at Coastal has been incredible. What was the student population when you arrived at Coastal. Was there a Wall College when you were on?
Wall College was there because when I hired in January of 1997,
that's right, 'cause you were doing both.
I was doing both. The college was there,
right.
And I started. There's 4,600 students, and we're saying we're going to have 8,300 this fall.
That's incredible, almost double in that decade.
Yeah.
That is incredible for a school that size.
Yeah. People are learning about Coastal Carolina University.
And learning about the Wall College and of course, the Wall Center for Excellence.
Correct.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Don, thanks so much for being with us this morning. I'm sorry we've run out of time.
Oh,
we'll have to get you back.
Maybe we can do it again.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Dr. Don Brook coming up next. You know, we missed the opportunity to talk to Don about that 12 years of service on the school board up there in Michigan. Think about that move from Michigan to Murrells Inlet 12 years ago. Michigan to Murrells Inlet, a big move from the 10th largest community there in Michigan down to the seafood capital of South Carolina. What an exciting move. But in addition, think about that move onto the Coastal Carolina campus 10 years ago and the excitement for Don to be able to be involved with the Wall College of Business there. Of course, the real excitement. Take the time for you to go online to coastal.edu, click on the College of Business, and then check out the Wall Center for Excellence. A lot of stuff happening there. You heard Don stress the career development for the Wall College of Business and the opportunity there to really make a difference for these students, whether it's good career development in general or internships or mentoring programs. They're doing it every day. Not only Dr. Brook, but also Ned Cohen as well. Take the time to learn more about the program. Go online to coastal.edu.